Fellow tennis nerds, I hope you are well. I have been testing two different blacked out rackets. They look like this. Use the overgrip. I bought the wrong color. And this, and I actually have a third one here, but there's two different models. And like this. This is the 100 square inch. The other ones are the 98 square inch. It's not a huge mystery of what this is. You might have seen it on Beckett's channel, Tencom, or some other reviewer maybe who have tried these. It's the Dunlop FX version 3. Dunlop FX is the power racket from Dunlop. They have it endorsed by players like Jack Draper, who plays with the Dunlop Srixon Revo CV 3.0. That's his original frame that they paint like this. And we have Alexei Poprin using the 98 Tour, I would say the previous generation. We have Miomir Kecmanovic using the FX500, going from the Dunlop SX, which is their spin racket. And we have a friend of the podcast, Felix Mischker, who is playing pro level events with the FX500 Tour as well. So two rackets, 198 square inch Tour model, more for control, still some pop, lower stiffness if you check the specs, and then the 500, which is more like a pure drive, more power, bit more spin potential, easier to use, but also easier to miss. So those are the two rackets I've been testing. And like Beckett didn't mention in his video, I really like these rackets. These rackets are very good. Rarely I get like a complete home run sensation when I test a racket. This time I did, and we'll get into why. So one thing that stands out straight away with these rackets are the grommets that go zigzag in a weird pattern, like a 9 grommets in the crosses. Usually you do stuff with the main string grommets because you want to extend the mains to get more snapback, spin potential, and more power, longer main strings. But in this case, they're doing something with the grommets with the zigzag pattern. And of course, I have no product description. I don't know why they are doing this. Your guess is as good as mine. So put your guesses in the comments. Why are the grommets zigzag? I don't know why 100%, but I do know that I like the result because this racket and the small brother 98 Tour do provide good stability, good power, good feel overall, pretty good pocketing for this type of racket. It's not gonna be a feel racket, and still some spin potential. Like, it's not, you know, an arrow, but it's not all the way just a pure drive either. It feels like it lands in between if we talk about the 500, and same goes for the Tour model. So very interesting rackets, 500 being stiffer and the Tour model being a bit softer, where you have to be able to generate a bit more. Much easier to use the 500 than the Tour, but I like both a lot. So very curious what this will be when it's released. I would say November, December is what I heard they will release the new FX500 V3. It's maybe a strange time to release rackets. Could be good before Christmas. Usually you want maybe to release at the Australian Open, like before the weeks before Australian Open. But yeah, what do I know? But that would be sensible. But then of course you missed the Christmas sale. It will be probably blue or purple or something like that, like most power rackets are. Competitors, Pure Drive, Bubble Up Pure Drive, Wilson Ultra. We have Head being a bit tricky to pinpoint, but it should be the Boom, but I don't think it's quite the same because Boom is a lot more flexible in feel and a little bit more springy as such. And we have the Onyx E-Zone. Those are the main power rackets from other brands that compete. Technifiber, they have a spin and power racket in the TFX1, which will change name next release. So those are power rackets. I would say these hold up really well and compete with the Drive and with the E-Zone, which are my two favorite ones. And I would put these ones on an equal footing. Based on my experience playtesting these. I've tried a bunch of strings, I've tried customization, I've tried many different setups, and I kind of like it no matter what, but of course many rackets are string sensitive, and I did like the kind of explosive speed with the round Dunlop string and the black string the most. And in the 500 I felt like I needed to string it a little bit higher because it has a lot of power. Swing weight is what it should be, pretty much around like 320. On this one I added a little bit of weight to experiment up at 12 to get it closer to 330. Then you get even more power and more stability, but it can be played in stock form, the 500. So this would be my favorite by a hair. It is very easy to use. I've handed it out to different levels of players. My friend Daniel and my friend Andre, they both loved it. Daniel's playing with the Pure Drive. Andre is playing with the Gravity Tour 98. Two very different rackets, but they did really like the FX so much that they said, hey, take it back, because I don't want to play with this anymore. I get too tempted to switch. So that's the issue when you're testing a lot of rackets. So the 500 is easy to use, has good stability, good power, decent feel, string pattern interesting, some spin but not crazy. You can still control the ball well. This is the kind of FX style pattern, quite a lot more open in the sides, very dense in the middle. A little bit of an interesting one. To my eye, it looks a bit strange, but it plays really, really nicely. I do like it a lot, the FX 500. When we go to the FX 500 Tour, it has a lot lower stiffness, a bit more arm friendly in that sense. You do need to provide your own power. I do feel like with the previous generations, you need to add some weight to it. This is something I felt strongly, that you need a bit more beefing up. At 12, maybe a few grams of lead, or at 3 and 9, or both if you want a beast. But it's a power racket. The swing weight coming in stock is usually around like 315 strung, so that is going to be quite low and in need of some weight. But when you add weight, it does provide you with some good spin and good power. Not the launch angle of an Aero 98, but not that far away either. It's kind of straddling that power spin category pretty well. I think both Dunlops, the SX and the FX, are both quite similar, although different. So they are like not super far out in each category, like the power category for the FX or this category for the SX, but they're both good rackets in their own right. The FX line that's coming out now, version 3, will be my favorite. The 500 was my favorite. Easy to generate power, just easy racket to use. You can shorten your swing and get loads on the ball, and also room for customization. But if you need more control, the 500 Tour with some weight will be your best buddy. It's a very good racket. I can't really knock them. Okay, they don't have the drop shot magic of the Aero that I'm using regularly, or the feel of a Prestige or all these things, but for what it is, I would rather pick up the 500 Tour than the E-Zone 98 today, and the Drive 98. So I think this is my favorite power 98 right now. I'm an Aero 98 user, kind of addicted to that one, but these rackets really impressed me. I'm really keen to see the cosmetic and the technology, what they meant with the zigzag pattern on the crosses, if it was to extend sweet spot, add power, all this jazz. But they've done something very, very good here, Dunlop. So kudos to them. Keep your eyes open if you're into power rackets. So great frames. Well done, Dunlop. I was really happy to take part in this prototype. I wouldn't say it's a prototype, it's a blacked out racket. So I'm very impressed by the FX version 3 coming out December, most likely. But I will keep you posted, and you will get more information on tennisnerd.net as well as a written review. So always check back there. Keep following us on Instagram. And if you want to support Tennis Nerd and get more content, you become a member on YouTube or Patreon. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day, and don't forget to play some tennis.